The Dahlonega Courthouse Gold Museum. Mark Twain made a famous quote that is now said to be the rallying cry for thousands of miners who flocked to Dahlonega to find hope in America's first gold rush. There's gold in them thar hills. The Dahlonega Courthouse Gold Museum is located here in the Blue Ridge region of Georgia. When you enter this museum, you will see the lobby. This room consists of the ticket admissions desk and the standard. Connected to this room are various exhibits, all chosen because they are an essential part of the history of the Dahlonega Gold Rush. The standard that relates to this project is SS8H5. The student will explain significant factors that affected the development of Georgia as part of the growth of the United States between 1789 and 1840. D. Analyze the events that led to the removal of the Creeks and Cherokees. Include the roles of Alexander McGillivray, William McIntosh, Sequoia, John Ross, Dahlonega Gold Rush, Worcester vs. Georgia, Andrew Jackson, John Marshall, and the Trail of Tears. This project relates to the standard in that the Dahlonega Courthouse Gold Museum is centered around the story of the Dahlonega Gold Rush, America's first major gold rush. It also describes how the discovery of gold and therefore wealth on Cherokee land led to the Americans brutally forcing the Cherokee off their territory in 1838 in the Trail of Tears. This is Exhibit Room A, the value and characteristics of gold. Since gold is so rare, it is also very valuable. Gold also has many unique characteristics. It is very malleable and can be made into gold leaf so thin that 1 ounce of pure gold will make 1,200 sheets of gold leaf, 3.25 inches square. This is a photograph of a gold leaf roll showcased in the Courthouse Museum. Gold is used in the CPU unit shown here because it is a good conductor of electricity. It never tarnishes, rusts, or decays. It reflects heat but still lets light pass through. The next room is Exhibit Room B, the history of Lumpkin County Courthouse. Built in 1836, the building was designed by Ephraim Clayton, is the oldest surviving courthouse in the state at over 170 years old and features handmade bricks from 1 mile away Cane Creek that contain trace amounts of gold. While the second floor was Lumpkin County's courtroom for over 100 years, the first floor acted as various things from a lawyer's office to a farmer's market. This is the courthouse. It has not been hugely altered since its construction. This exhibit also features the story of Madeline Anthony. When a new courthouse built in 1965 replaced this courthouse, the building was planned to be demolished to create parking space. The Dahlonega delegation, headed by Madeline Anthony, convinced the governor to save the building and create this gold museum. Lumpkin County sold the property to the state for $10, which is about $75 today. After Exhibit Room B, you will walk back through Room A to access the elevator to move to the next floor. Exhibit Room C discusses the discovery of gold in Dahlonega. The story goes that Benjamin Parks, a hunter and fur trapper, kicked a large gold nugget by accident while in the woods and helped spread the word that gold had been found in the mountains. This gold rush started in 1829. This is a photograph of Benjamin Parks, and this is a photograph taken at the museum of some of his old items. Exhibit Room D houses 19th century chairs and the story of our area. Auraria, meaning golden, was the first town that sprung up because of the gold rush. After its growth was masked by the rapidly growing Dahlonega, Dahlonega became the new county seat. The people of Auraria lost their fame because of Dahlonega, which is summarized by their statement, "Our county site, conceived in sin, brought forth in iniquity, cradled in corruption, and located upon destruction." Exhibit Room E features the significance of the nation's first gold rush. This is a postcard of the largest gold nugget found in Georgia. It weighed 4 pounds 6 ounces. Dahlonega means yellow money in the Cherokee language. The gold rush attracted between 15,000 to 20,000 miners and hugely impacted the population of North Georgia. It was most profitable in the 1830s, and about 870,000 ounces of gold was reported to be mined in Dahlonega. Exhibit Room F shows us where exactly the gold was found. The richest gold belts were found between the Chastity and Etowah rivers. This is a postcard showing us the gold belts found in Georgia. The green area is Fulton County. You can see that we have some gold here. Here is a map of the area showing the various mines built during the gold rush. You can tell that the areas with the most mines are concentrated between the two rivers. Exhibit Room G describes various mining techniques used to mine the gold. The most common was placer mining, or panning, where a miner used a pan or skillet and shook it in a certain direction. This book, Secrets of Gold Panning, explains in immense detail how to pan for placer gold. You would take the pan, dip it into a shallow riverbed, and generally swish the bucket from side to side. periodically removing the leading edge of the muck until all the gold has settled in the bottom of the pan. Another mining technique is hydraulic mining. This is where high-pressure water cannons are used to wear down sides of mountains until the gold explodes. This is one of the water cannons used in the Dahlonega gold rush. This is a photograph of a stamp mill. A stamp mill was used to separate gold from the other rocks using stamps and mercury plates that the gold would stick to. Exhibit Room H showcases items regarding the short-lived Dahlonega Mint. A U.S. mint was established in Dahlonega in 1838. It stood until 1861, with Georgia's secession from the United States at the start of the Civil War. During the time it was open, it produced over $6 million in gold coins. The land on which the mint once stood became North Georgia College and State University, which still stands today. Price Memorial Hall now marks the exact spot where the mint once stood. Visitors to this museum are able to see the only known photograph of the U.S. Mint, also shown here. The Lumpkin County Courthouse Gold Museum displays one of the only 3 known sets of Dahlonega gold coins, minted between 1838 and 1861. The coins shown are a partial common set of Dahlonega gold coins. Exhibit Room I is centered around the Cherokee Indians and the Trail of Tears. Although the U.S. Army attempted to stop the Indian removal, the Cherokee Indians were still brutally forced off their land and relocated to an area hundreds of miles away in the late 1830s because of the discovery of gold in the region. Cherokee land was split up and given to white male settlers in a land lottery. This is a photograph obtained from the museum of a lottery wheel like the one used in the land lottery. Exhibit Room J is about the end of the Dahlonega gold rush. As most of the easy gold was mined already and miners packed their bags to go to California, where gold had newly been discovered, a man named Dr. Matthew Stevenson said, "Boys, why go to California? In that mountain lies more wealth than you've ever dreamed possible. There's millions in it. There's millions in it." During my visit to this museum, I asked Mr. Bob Littlefield, Department of Natural Resources, what is the most important part of this place? He said, "I think the gold. I mean, this gold is the whole reason we're here." The reason my museum is planned this way is that I plan to have it built in an abandoned Columbia mine shaft used in Dahlonega during the gold rush. Since this museum is located in an underground vertical tunnel, there are 5 floors and an elevator to transport between them. The Dahlonega gold rush has hugely impacted Georgia and American history as a whole, and its story lives on forever.